Welcome to Fresh Death Comics. I'm your host, Bluke. Hans is with me.
Hey guys.
It's a little bit different. We are now in your eyeballs instead of your ear holes.
Right inside of them.
It's the 50th episode. We have super plans for you. I already have a name for the episode.
Oh.
It's the Rebirth. We are now on a YouTube channel, Geek Public Access, and it's a brand new adventure for us. Our 50th episode, we decided, you know what? Let's do video content. Now, we're still going to have some audio, so it's our 50th episode, so we're going to have a 50th memorable moments and stuff. We'll have that on our audio. So it's Podomatic, just search Fresh Death Comics, and you can always find us on iTunes. So listen to the memorable moments of the past 50 episodes. Hans, do you have a favorite moment of the last 50 episodes?
They're all my favorite moments, man. Yeah.
I mean, going through it, there's one conversation we had I didn't put on there because I didn't know if it was appropriate or not. You went to a Bill Cosby concert he was holding, comedy special, and you had fun. And my question I proposed to you was, I wonder what other stories he has that he hasn't told anybody. And now with everything out, I'm just like...
Well, we know one of them, right?
I know, it's just hard. So that's why I posted. I was like, man, this guy, he's kind of... because you were so excited. And now, there's no way that conversation would be like that nowadays.
I don't even know why you're bringing it up.
Because it was just... I thought it was kind of cool to look back at our time and, how things have changed.
Yeah, we used to be in college and now we're not.
Yeah, when I was in college, we did a radio show, we had the mics, it was, everything's changed. I mean, I think the P episode is one of my favorite episodes, which we have that clip for you. Copy McCopperson's another one of my favorites.
You put that on there?
I put that on there as well.
That's super recent.
It is,
find
but...
that in our backlogs.
You can, but it's a memorable moment for me. Okay. And there's a couple of things with you, but yeah, so another memorable moment this past weekend, LeBron James.
Oh boy.
That boy right there.
That guy, can you see him over here?
Brought
this guy.
the championship crown to Cleveland. King James brought it home.
I don't think they have a crown, but he should have.
He should have a crown? I mean, he brought a trophy.
He deserves one?
He deserves one. I mean, they went, over 50 years without a championship?
Someone check that. I don't know.
It was a long time. It was a long drought. I mean, Cleveland Browns, there's no way they're winning a Super Bowl anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, do they still have Johnny Manziel? Is that a thing?
I heard he was kind of on the outs last time I heard.
I mean, he shouldn't play anyway, but whatever.
So, but it was... Yeah, so LeBron, I was so happy. We're Snapchatting each other, and you want Steve Curry to win. Stephon Curry?
Yeah, I was just, hassling you. I didn't really care.
I was so excited, man. I was
wearing blue. So.
There was 10 seconds left of the game. It's a 3-point game. LeBron gets fouled, but he falls down hard. He's hurting it. He's rubbing his arm. He's crying. He's in pain. And he's like, oh. I'm like, oh no. LeBron's not going to be able to shoot the three throws. Stephon Curry's going to get the ball, shoot the three, going to go into overtime. Cavs are going to lose. But LeBron pulled it through. He shoots the one. He just needed one basket, and he did it. The rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Now, of course, Irving and J.R. Smith should get credit, but no one cared. Did you watch any of the post-game interview stuff?
No, I turned it off right after the clock expired.
The lady literally went to people, and Jules Irving, she had the mic, and she's like, what do you think of LeBron James giving the trophy, bringing that home? What does that mean to you? How does it feel to have a man like LeBron James on your team? And the guy, these players, they played with him. They scored points. It wasn't like he held it all on his back. Yeah, LeBron James deserves credit. But I just felt it was insulting to ask these players about another player. It'd be like, how do you feel that Brian's in Fresh Death Comics?
I don't care.
How is it that, it's like, man, you're part of Fresh Death Comics too. Why are you not included? So it was just, I thought it was rude, if anything.
I mean, he's the big money draw, right?
He is, but I mean, you have to respect the other players too.
So when they were down 3-1, did you ever think they were going to come back and win this thing?
Never thought they were going to come back.
And do you think it's rigged?
That was in my mind,
ABC needs this to go to 7 games. They need the ad revenue from this, and do you think I don't know, ABC gave the Cavs or gave somebody a little money just to, you know.
To make the Cavs win. I wonder that. I mean, here we are, the best record ever in the NBA was Golden State. And then for them to lose, like, 3 games in a row?
Well, the thing is, they beat them by, like, 30 points the first game, like 30 points the second game, and then all of a sudden, they started playing well. Cleveland did.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. They should have lost by 30 again.
According to math, if statistics work the way they should.
Just because they were in a different location.
I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that LeBron dug deep and pulled his team together and was like, guys, we can do this. And everybody just was so, their heart was in it. Like Stephon Curry, it's almost like when you play somebody, like you ever play a little kid in Mario Kart and you're like, man, I got this. This little kid doesn't know how to play, so you kind of don't play your heart. It's like when you make a turn, you just kind of don't use the speed you should. You're just like casually doing. All of a sudden he beats you. You're like, what? Oops.
Did Golden State get cocky? Like, what is
That's what I feel. I feel like they just thought they had it in the bag, so they didn't have to play as hard. That's my theory. And then once it came to Game 7, I mean, the Cavs are on an all-time high of like, oh man, we got to do this. This is fantastic. And nope, like,
What?
Like Golden State's just like, oh, like they're just defeated already. Like, man, I don't know what to do. It's almost like when we play basketball and you score, your score is outrageous, and I'm like, I'm gonna try everything I can. So I'm just shooting everything because I'm just freaking out. Kind of feel like that's like once I got to Game 7, they're just throwing balls at the hoop. Like, I hope it goes in. I can't do this. I can't lose.
They just completely forgot how to play basketball.
They forgot how to play.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Stephon Curry, how do you miss the shots he did? Like, here's a man who can hit 3-pointers in his sleep. Like, he probably has like in his bed has a basketball hoop and just shooting threes.
I mean, if you take 40 shots, you're bound to miss some of them.
Yeah. So last time we got together and did an episode, we discussed our top picks of the week. You chose the book Deadly Class.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty fancy.
See that? You see that? Got that right there.
So you chose the book Deadly Class. Did you like it, Hans? Was it a good pick?
This was crazy, man. You read this?
You had me read it, and
Yeah.
I have to say, this book, wow. You said, the quote was last week, that you don't know if it's going to end or not because it's only scheduled for 21 issues. And
No, that's not what it said, because it just in the back, like I looked ahead, and on the back there was no to be continued, so I don't know what's happening. I peeked.
Oh. Well, there's no to be continued.
There's not, I know, I told you that last time.
Yeah, it wasn't. Now, I don't know a lot of the characters. I stopped around issue 8. But this book was a wild adventure. Like, people are dying left and right. I was like, man, this book is insane. This book went all out, no holds bar match.
Yeah, nobody was safe in this issue.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just to, spoil everything, our main character, Marcus, took a sword to his chest. He's gone, man.
He's done.
I'm like, you made a connection with that guy from issue 1, and now he's gone. Like, if they continue, what's going to happen the second year? Who are they going to follow?
It's good.
Probably the girl that killed him.
Probably. But I can't see the book going on. I mean, they kind of, unless they introduce a whole new freshman class and go with
Yeah, they are.
class.
There's a whole new freshman class coming in.
Yeah, so now we just have the sophomores from last year, and they're just like, that'd be kind of interesting to jump
So,
into.
like, at the end of every year, are they just going to kill 700 of the cast?
Yeah, and so whoever...
One left, alright, we follow them.
And maybe that's why the old upperclassmen are so, like, hardened at that point. They're just like, man, I killed all my friends, like, I can do anything. I mean, that's what makes a great assassin, is the fact that they can kill people without having a thought.
Without having a thought.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you're gone, see
you're gone. Like, I don't have it, like, I can't kill you, you're my host. Like,
I mean, there was a lot of that going on in here. This one character was forced to kill his boyfriend, and he was dealing with that for an issue.
yeah, but I mean, here it is, like, once you kill the person you love or your best friend, what's killing someone else? Like, here's
Oh, yeah, there's nothing to it.
like, once you hit that point of killing somebody who's important to you, who cares? Like,
Based on experience, right?
I don't know. I've never killed anybody. I mean, I killed an ant earlier. That was
that's
the
kind of
highlight
sad.
of my murder week.
You should just like put him in a farm.
No, he comes to my house. He's gone.
Well,
So my pick of the week was Power Rangers Pink. It was this Power Rangers special where it's going to focus on Kimberly after she's left the Power Rangers. And I gotta say, it was a lot of fun. Hans, you read it. Did you get the same enjoyment I did?
no, probably not. I mean, it was a Power Rangers book. The writing was better than the main ongoing, I'll say that.
No, what's nice is the writer, Fletcher and Thompson, they're the ones who did Batgirl. So it had, did you feel a Batgirl vibe to it?
I didn't, no.
There's a panel.
Sorry.
There's a panel where she's on the motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of reminded me, I was like, oh man, this is Batgirl right here. She got the leather jacket on, and even her suit kind of looks like Batgirl if you think about it. Her new Power Ranger girl suit.
I mean, it's a Power Ranger suit.
Yeah, but it kind of looks like Batgirl suit.
She doesn't have a cape.
She does.
She has a helmet, too.
She does.
No bat ears.
Well, correct, but I mean, it just looked similar. I didn't mean it was the Batgirl suit. It just looked similar. But it was a lot of fun. Goldar's in it.
Goldar is in it. He
I mean,
makes a little surprise cameo, I guess.
And stuff happens with Kim's family. I mean, it brought you on a breaking point of like, oh man, this book just got real.
Some of the jokes in the name calling was a little cheesy, but I guess that's what you get. It's a little fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, there is always going to be like cheap name calling stuff, but that's what you get with a Power Rangers book. I mean, they're not going to be blatant and be like, your mom is not a nice lady. I don't know. I don't want to swear, but you know, like use some adult language. No, they're not going to do it in the Power Rangers books for all ages.
Your mom is not a nice lady.
Oh,
So it was fun, right?
it was. I had a lot of fun. Did you at least have fun reading it?
I mean, a little bit, but it was more fast-paced, like, what's happening. Like, there's action, and you don't know what's going on, really, but you find out in the end, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a 6-issue, man.
Now, see, I would come back to see why these little lagoon guys are transforming people into lagoon guys.
Yeah. So
I
you're,
don't know.
yeah. I mean,
Intrigued, I guess. The mystery intrigues me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be back. I would like to find out Daily Class. I kind of want to read the next year. So
Yeah, read the next year.
I'm glad that you let me read that.
You got it.
All right. So now let's discuss DC Rebirth.
Okay.
It is an adventure ride. It's been all over the place. Like, there's some books that are great, some books that are not. But Flash, I think, is one of the highlights of the Flash Rebirth. It actually kind of directs correlation to what happened in Rebirth. You have Wally West trying to come back to this universe, and the Flash remembers him. And so he's trying to save Wally West from dying.
Why is it important that the Flash remembers him?
Because Wally West is, for whatever reason, he is an important staple, and whoever erased the last 10 years of their life took him existence for a reason, and he's probably going to do it again.
So where did we find out that Wally West was missing? Because I read this book, and I read Titans as well, and I had no idea.
So, you found out when the New 52 happened.
See, I didn't read any of the New 52.
Correct. So, technically, there was the last days of Wally West before Flashpoint, and Flashpoint happened, Wally West disappeared, and he ran into like this speed zone thing, and we thought, and it was like, oh, Flashpoint. So we always thought, oh, he was just hiding and stuff. But once Flashpoint was over, New 52 happened, there was no more Wally West.
Where'd he go?
No one knew. It was just one of those things that, like, man, where's Wally West? We really like him, and he just has been gone. But now he's back.
Do we know where he was?
We don't know where he was yet. He says he was just trapped in time, and he saw all the events. But I don't know. Did you like The Flash?
I didn't.
Oh no! Why?
I'm sorry.
Why? You didn't like it? Wasn't fun? It wasn't refreshing?
No, I mean, I didn't get any of that from it.
I mean, maybe it's because the Flash, the New 52 Flash, was so boring. Like the end of the the end of the New 52 arc. It was the Riddler versus the Flash, and the Flash was just like, everyone, I'm Barry Allen, look at me. And then he like hid his identity later, so he's just like, someone else is running around with the Speed Force, and Riddler thought he was not the Flash. He's like, this guy's an imposter, get him out of here. And he was like, oh, I can be the Flash again. No one knows who I'm the Flash. It was really, really dumb.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was just a dumb issue. And so this one here, it just felt exciting. It was something new. I'm excited to see what happens.
You know what it feels like? It feels like DC didn't want to do an event, right? So they released one book, right? And now that one book has spawned 3 or 4 or 5 books. And it's just an event hidden within ongoing.
I mean, the event will happen. We're going to find out who's behind all this. I mean, it may be the Watchmen, maybe not. I mean, that's what they're kind of hinting at.
I'm calling it a cash grab.
Cash grab?
Yep.
I'm excited to see where this one goes. But continuing with this, like, Flash brings Wally West back. He uses Speed Force to do it. And then Wally West goes to find his friends, the Titans. And it's really weird. I always want to say Teen Titans. But they're not. They're just the Titans.
Used to be the Teen.
They used to be Teen Titans.
And Cyborg is there, right?
Yes.
Cyborg's on the Teen Titans. Not in this book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is like a different Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Like Beast Boy isn't there.
Let's just put the cartoon on. I'd be satisfied.
You didn't like this one either?
No, I didn't. I felt like it was just a good way to introduce the characters if you've never known them before.
Correct. Did you know any of those characters?
Aside from Robin, they just kind of didn't talk about Robin.
Did you know who these characters were?
No.
Me neither. So for me, it was kind of fun. Like, I was like, oh, I knew who Robin was. I knew who Red Wing was, or Red Arrow was. I was just like, I don't know who these other guys was. So it was kind of cool to learn, like, oh, this guy's an Atlantean. This person's from that. Like, it was fun to know it, and then to see the memories, like them getting their memories back. I don't know. It's just like almost like a reunion. Like, here he is. Like, they're like, how could we forget our best friend? I mean, think about it.
But how are they getting the memories back? I don't get it.
When Flash touches them, there's something in the Speed Force that just zaps their memory back.
But
and it also changes the history of it as well.
But we can't. We can't investigate the Speed Force, right? That's what they're saying.
They will.
Saying Speed Force is untouchable. They have an agreement
do
between this, and the Justice League.
Yeah, but who knows? They might change it now. Now that Wally's back, I mean, they got to find out who's behind this, what's going on.
I don't know, man.
I was kind of upset by it.
But
if something happened to me, I would want to know what happened to that Speed Force. Like, I would investigate. I don't care what you tell me. I'd be like, no, I'm investigating. I'm going to find out. That's what I would do.
All right. You become a detective.
I'll become Batman, I guess.
Sure.
So, the next book sparked a lot of controversy.
I mean, I don't think it did at all.
Superman #1. It's a good book. My biggest problem with it, I mean, besides this major problem.
Wait, is this the Rebirth? Is this the Zero or the?
This is #1.
This is the actual #1.
This is the actual #1.
So it's not a fake #1.
It's not fake. Yeah, that fake. Yeah, it's the real Superman #1. It's written and drawn by the creative team behind Batman and Robin. And it was hard for me to look at Superman, look at Clark and John, his son, and look at them and go, oh, that's Superman and his boy. To me, it looked kind of like Bruce Wayne and Damian a little bit. It was kind of hard to tell the difference. Like, if Batman was in the same book together as Bruce Wayne and Clark, would you have been able to tell the difference?
Yeah, probably, because one would have been wearing a bat suit and the other.
Well, no, as in their human form.
Wearing glasses.
No, Superman wasn't wearing glasses.
Why?
He wasn't.
It's like his secret identity, right?
Yeah, but he's on the farm. He's doing his chore. So he was like carrying out, like, he was just without a shirt on. And I was like, man, that kind of looks like that. So I mean, that's a minor problem. I thought the book was really good, and I was loving it. There's this character named Goldie, and
it's a cat. It's not a
cat.
character.
It's
really.
a character.
Didn't really have.
He's a cat who is a character.
Okay.
And I was falling in love with it. Like, it was John's best friend.
Yo,
It
I
was
just want to tell you,
woods.
it was on one page. It was on one page, but if you fell in love with it, that's fine.
And all of a sudden, like, the cat gets snatched by this hawk. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh man, no. Can this happen? Like,
Yeah,
my
I guess
heart's
so.
beating. All of a sudden, Jonathan's like, no, and shoots out fire. His eyes shoot with his eye powers. What is that powers? Fire? Eye beams.
Laser.
Late. Is it, shoots with. I'm gonna cry again.
Why are you crying?
Because he hits the bird and the cat dies. It was one of the. I rarely cry on comics. Like, I don't really get that emotionally invested, but this book I did. Like, I was sitting there like, no. Like, I read the page like 300 times just to, like, I saw the collar. I'm like, no, maybe he's okay. Did he drop off? Like, is he just, like, is there somehow he's alive? And it broke my heart. And, you know, they're at the dinner scene. Like, they're making something out of it. Like, he's at the dinner scene, and, you know, they're asking where the cat is. He's like, oh, I don't know, Mom. Is he not here? Oh, like, he knows. I was really, really sad by it.
I'm really sorry about that.
It broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, I can tell.
But, I mean, overall, it was a really good book. And I would have just loved it. Because I was like, man, cat's in a book. And the cat's going to be like his, like, best friend.
So tell me what's really good about this, because I don't think anything happened.
Well, it was kind of... if you've been reading Lois and Clark, you go from them hiding out, where he has to pretend to be Superman, he's wearing his black costume, where now Superman is dead, so he wants to replace the mantle since he's a Superman. And it's kind of fun to see them dealing with that. Jonathan has just learned the secret, his dad's Superman. So he's...
He didn't learn it in here, he knew it.
He learned at the end of issue 8. He found out.
But this is a number 1. Shouldn't we be learning more about the characters in a number 1 than we do from a number 8?
Correct. That's where he's justifying. He's
this
like,
is a starting point.
We're all lying. And that's a problem. This isn't technically a number 1.
It's a terrible starting point.
It's technically... and that's where I have a problem with. Like, this isn't number 1. This is issue 10 of Lois and Clark.
Yeah, it's a bad starting point.
But...
Like, I don't know why he's grieving over Clark Kent's death. In a number 1, like, how did that happen? Where did Clark Kent die? Why are there multiple Supermen? At the end, was that Clark Kent? Or was that Clark Smith?
Well, you had to read the
Why did they change their name to Smith?
And see, that was discussed.
Why does he have a kid?
See, and I understand. I understand.
How does the kid have powers?
See, and that's the problem. Like, this isn't a Superman book. This is Lois and Clark Superman. So if you didn't read Lois and Clark, I understand you were like, all those questions you've asked were answered.
No, they weren't.
In Lois and Clark. Like,
oh, okay.
That's what I mean. Like, they've already been answered, except this number 1 doesn't do it. So I understand your point. Like, here you go. This is number 1. I'm going to read it. I'm going to get enjoying out of it. And you're just like, what is going on right now?
Pretty much.
So I understand your pain there. But for me, like, being invested in it, you know, the art, I stuck on with it because the artist was Lee Weeks. And so then...
Oh, that was Lee Weeks?
This wasn't. The old series was.
Shoot.
So that's why I was reading. I was like, man, Lee Weeks is doing it. I'm reading this. And I was like, oh man, well, I'm reading this. But, you know, I can understand why you didn't like it. But at the same time, maybe it means you should go back and read the Lois and Clark.
I don't know.
To find out what's going on.
No, thank you.
No?
No, thank you.
Oh, you don't like it?
Too many Supermen. And then at the end... What
I don't know what happened at the end.
So, Superman came in. Like, is this the guy's dad? And then he's just like, oh, you're coming with me. So Superman's abducting his own child? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
He's the Superman, right?
Correct. And John knows that his dad's Superman, so he's like, hey, let's go. And he looks so scared. It sounds like, why is my dad?
Or not my dad.
Or maybe the reason the kid looks scared is because he killed a cat, and now the whole world's gonna like throw him in jail for it.
What happened in the beginning too, when he put his palm down and the grass turned blue?
I don't know. That's something new. That's something 100% new. I remember seeing that before. He doesn't have that kind of powers. But yeah, he picked it up and he's like, it's all blue. I was like... So, my hope is he's going to bring back that cat. If maybe he can bring people back from the dead.
So he brought back Superman without knowing it?
Maybe.
Through the grass?
Maybe. I mean, it's the DC universe. Anything can happen at this point.
So Superman actually turns into Swamp Thing?
No, he turns into Black Hand
Okay.
from Green Lantern.
I mean, I'd read that.
So,
At least it's interesting.
Sorry. It's all good. You don't have to like everything.
I know.
Now, this week, a book that came out, which we'll be discussing next episode, because it's almost a segment at this point. Department H. This book, I'm so excited to read this. Are you?
Yeah, always. It's a good mystery.
It is. I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
I want to read the clues and find out. Like, I'm hoping to have a better guess at who it can be. Like, I'm hoping next week.
Did your guess change based on reading the second issue?
No, my guess didn't change.
So, who was your guess? Do you remember?
Yeah, my guess is the Sun, and I believe I want to say it's the
Business
security
partner?
Yeah, the business partner. No, the security guard. Security guard. Why am I agreeing with
I
you?
was putting words in your mouth.
I know.
It's just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like I agree with that. No, it's
Sure.
it's the Sun and the security guard are my two guesses.
Okay. I think mine was the business partner.
Yeah, and the Sun.
No.
I don't know. I just know that right now they're trapped, and I don't know if they make it out of there, like that Sun, he's behind it. I know he is. I'll bet money on it.
So at the end of that last issue, they were battling this giant squid, right?
Yeah.
So
We're gonna find out what happens. So she's not gonna die though, but he has to die. I want him to die.
Nobody has to die.
He has to die so I can eliminate him as a suspect.
Well, good luck.
I mean, I think that's the best way to eliminate people from a suspect is kill him.
Everybody's a suspect.
Exactly. So you
Just because he's dead doesn't mean he's not a suspect, though. He could have done it, and now he's just dead.
Yeah, but now I know if anything bad happens. I don't know. Just trying to figure out this book and figure out smarter than you do. Because your two-person theory threw me through a loop. So now I want
It's not just two person. Maybe the whole group did it.
Do you think it was a mass decision?
Maybe he
Man,
offed himself.
that's what they're all saying. But I don't believe
Maybe
it.
it's true.
I don't believe it.
He got so stressed out and he couldn't take it, and or maybe he just went out with the improper gear, and he was kind of crushed.
Hans, you know what time it is?
No,
It's time for our pick of the week!
I think you should have like a banner that comes in.
Yeah.
And just fucking, pick of the week.
Maybe I'll do like a spinning
I
graphic.
don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just like a cat making muffins.
Alright. So my pick of the week this week, it was a hard decision. I wanted to do The Flash. I wanted to do Detective Comics. There's a lot of them. But with the pick of the week, it has to be a book that I enjoy. It's a book that, if I only had $4, it's usually enough to buy one book. What book would I buy?
What book? What book?
Power Rangers number 4.
What is that crap? Sorry.
Power Rangers number 4. This, when we last issue, they were going to a Zord battle against the Dragon Zord. It was intense. It was
It looked like Pacific Rim.
kind of,
It
but
was Pacific Rim.
it was fun. I mean, you had the Zord battles. It was. I really want to know how it concludes here. It was. It's a book I'm enjoying. It's probably my favorite book that's out right now.
That's good.
And so with this coming out,
So
I
it
was
should
like,
be a
I
good
have to.
movie.
As I said, it has to be because I'm so excited for it. I mean, this book is flawless.
Is it the end of an arc?
It's not. No, I think issue 6 will be, but I mean, it's going on a roller coaster. Tommy's out of commission because Rita's kind of destroying his mind and brain and all that. She's poisoned him, thinking that his whole team's turned against him. So he's out of commission. So now the Zords are just trying to. Zoids, I love Zoids. Man.
Zoids was a thing. It's
Yeah.
like a rip-off of Megazords, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
Different
wow.
weapons. But Power Rangers is my favorite choice because I just want to see more of that Zord battle. I mean, reading a comic and seeing Zords fight each other, and the Saber-Tooth Tiger jumping, doing crazy stuff, sign me up.
Doing crazy stuff.
Doing crazy stuff, yeah. So your pick of the week, Hans. Why don't you tell the audience yours?
We totally went with James Bond. This is issue number 7. I don't know how to pronounce the subtitle. Eidolon? What do you think? Eidolon?
Idiolone.
Okay, I don't think that one's correct, but You know, I don't know.
You
either.
told me to try, and I tried.
I don't know either. So I picked this because it's basically the start of a new James Bond movie. The old arc, which I don't know how to pronounce that either. I'm gonna say Varger.
That's not a word.
There were some V's and R's and G's, and I don't think there were any vowels. So there you go. That ended, and this is the start of a new one, and that's the only reason I picked it.
Now, when James Bond came out, you told me it was really bad. Like, you're like, man, I'm not enjoying this. It wasn't fun. Are you hoping that this new book will spark some fun to it? I mean, did you like that last arc?
The last arc was, whatever. But this is a new one. It's like having a new movie. Some James Bond movies you don't really like. Some James Bond movies are amazing.
Now, what's going to take you to stop reading this book if you don't like it?
I don't know.
I mean, you for a book that you didn't like that much and now it's on your top. I mean, you love James Bond. Don't get me wrong.
If this arc is not up to par, I'll probably say
This arc or this issue.
no. It's arc.
So you're gonna give it another 5 issues,
Yeah,
and then
because
you're
it's
gonna
basically
be like,
a movie. It's basically a 2-hour adventure.
So you got a beginning, middle, and end with the first 5 issues.
You did.
That's not bad. I'll give it to you.
First 6 issues, but yeah.
6 issues.
Yeah, this is 7. This is
I mean,
7.
I'd rather pay $12 and go see the movie than $30 and read it once a month.
Good point.
So.
Okay.
This has been Fresh Death Comics. Thank you so much for watching or listening. I'm your host, Bluke. Hans, thank you for joining us on our special 50th episode. Thank you guys for... It's been exciting and fun. It's been a great adventure. So, thanks guys.